What's up guys, I am Matt, back with another video. Today we're going to check out a mod that's a collaboration between Praxis and CigGo. It's a 150 watt TC mod. This is the Banshee. All right, this is the Banshee mod, designed by Praxis, manufactured by CigGo, kind of a collaboration between the two of them. Now, I've been a big fan of Praxis gear in the past, mostly the atomizers. Only thing I wasn't really a huge fan of was their last mod, the Decimus. I didn't really like the board in it. It kind of had a delay before it hit. It had like crazy pulse width modulation, which isn't always bad, but I mean, it just had that rattlesnake sound. And it was okay. It was cool looking, just wasn't a huge fan of it. Now this one definitely tops that in my opinion. It's a pretty basic 150 watt mod. It does nickel, titanium, stainless, obviously power mode, dual 18650. What's cool with this one is the screen. Now, when it's not lit up, it just looks like a really basic mod, almost a mechanical, because there's no screen or anything like that. Then when you press it, a screen pops up, okay? Unfortunately, it doesn't show up well under my LED lighting that I have here for videos. It is so much brighter than it looks on camera in the real world. So I'll put up a shot of me in another part of the house looking at this because these lights don't really do it justice. It's got a really nice rubberized grip feel. It's almost got sort of a retro kind of style to it, the way the lights work and everything. It's got that kind of 80s technology sort of look, I guess you would say. At least that's the feel I get from it, and I think that's awesome. It does have a couple different cool features too, like you'll get a little light show after you vape it, things of that nature. So right now I have the Merlin Mini on here. It's reading 0.41. I have it at 50 watts. Let's go ahead and vape it. All right, so what we'll go ahead and do now is dive down at the table and take a closer look at it. First off, big thanks to COILS.I for sponsoring the up-close portion of this video. I will have a link in the description for them where you can check out their many cool accessories. Here is the packaging for the Banshee. The mod's out of it, but inside you are going to have a user manual. I've been using this for about a month now. I don't believe it came with a cord to update, but it's just your normal micro USB. Either way, it's not really a big deal to me, but yeah, you can't charge this through the cord. You have to just charge the battery separately. The manual does give you basic instruction, but doesn't really give you everything, but it is really a fairly simple mod. So now here is the Banshee. From the outside, just looks very simple. When you first see it, you just, where's the screen, right? But it looks cool. It's got this rubberized feel on it. The rubber almost looks like the first layer is like clear and it's got some gray underneath. Not sure if you guys are able to pick that up on camera. But like if you see right there, like it looks clear because that's on that edge there, and then it looks like there's gray underneath it almost. I don't know, but I really dig it. I think it's cool and different. Mixed in with the screen and stuff, it's kind of got a cool retro 80s almost sort of look. It does say CigGo down there. You have two buttons. There's your power button. Power button has a nice click to it, kind of hollow, but not rattly at all or anything. On the bottom there, you do have your upgrade port and your door to put in the batteries. We'll do that in a second. Right there, you have a little Praxis logo. This feels like aluminum. It's very lightweight. I dig it. It feels nice. It feels like it's nicely put together. But the mod is really light when you don't have batteries in it. Now from outside edge to outside edge, you're looking at about 25 millimeters, okay? But if you see right here, it's recessed across there, and I believe that's 23 millimeters. And so you kind of have it sticking up if you use a bigger tank. And some people have said that they aren't making connection to that 510 with some of the early ones. I have heard that they have remedied that and made the 510 stick up higher. So if you guys buy this mod, you should have the fixed version. But just to let you guys know, a few people were complaining that, you know, if you put a 25 millimeter tank on here, it's going to kind of sit up on that ledge, and I don't think it's going to make connection with that pin. So I think that they did raise it just a little bit. It does say Praxis Vapors right there. Let's go ahead and put some batteries in here. Very simple. The door does feel a little wiggly. It tightens up once you put batteries in, but it's something worth pointing out. All my batteries I've tried in this have fit just fine, and then that door fits nice and tight now, as you can see. There's no rattle or anything. Now, right when you turn it on, it flashes your resistance. And I'm sorry if this looks flashy to you. You know, it all depends on the frame rates of the cameras, and most screens don't do that on my camera. But on this one, it does look like it's kind of, you know, flashy. I don't know whatever else you would call that, so I apologize, but it doesn't look like that in real life. Also, in a normal setting, these lights do look a little bit brighter, but because I have it, you know, a bunch of lights kind of shining right on it, it seems to get rid of that contrast a little bit. Let's go ahead and put a tank on here, and it'll read your resistance right away. This is the Merlin, and that is 24 millimeters, and that makes connection just fine on this. So now to lock this, it's 5 clicks, really, really fast on the power button. There we go. You gotta really hit those buttons like fast, and that's one con for me. It's not nearly as hard when I'm not holding it under a camera, just to be completely honest, but it is still kind of a pain. So you gotta hit it really fast to unlock it now. There we go. Now it shows your resistance there. When you vape this, it'll show the power you're getting. And then you get a little, you know, love you, or sometimes there's a little light show, things like that. See, there we go. There's the little light show now. Kind of cool. Now to go through the various modes, it's very simple. You just press the up and down button. There were nickel, and then you could scroll through all that good stuff, go between Celsius and Fahrenheit. And if you want to adjust your wattage when you're in that temperature mode, you could hold the power button and the up or down button. And then there you go. Now you can adjust your wattage even though you're in temp mode still. So you can go back to the wattage, or back to the temp mode now, and then adjust that. It's all good. So this has nickel, titanium, stainless steel, and back to power mode. Very, very simple. So it's got those basic temp control features for you. I have tested it all out, mostly with stainless steel, and it does seem to do temp control pretty well. So I don't really have any issues with that. The only thing that I did find is that it doesn't have a resistance lock, but I found that my resistance gets locked in kind of automatically in temp control mode, which is interesting. It doesn't seem to jump around or anything, so it doesn't seem like it's really needed. This does have a bunch of safety features built in. It's got low battery protection, all that. That's your battery meter right there, by the way. Also has overheat protection, has low atomizer protection. I think this will fire down to 0.05. So for really low temp control builds, it'll be fine. I think that's really it with the functions, honestly. Here's a look of it in my hand. It's very, very comfortable with this material. It's got that nice rubbery, soft feel to it, but it feels durable. It does. It really feels nice. You know, it's a basic kind of box mod shape, but the material makes all the difference. It's got a rounded edge on this one side, so I kind of hold it like that and fire, but you can also hold it like that and thumb fire it as well. Just for a quick comparison, here's a rouleau right next to it. The rouleau is shorter. The rouleau is a lot heavier. And one other thing to mention is this does come in a darker version too. It's almost a dark gray or black version, and the lights almost look brighter on that one because there's a little more contrast between light and dark. So let's go ahead, go back up top, vape this, and talk about it a little more. All right, here I have that same Merlin Mini. I'm actually going to turn it up to 55 watts. Let's go ahead and vape it, reading 0.41. Very, very nice. Now, with the way this mod operates, I don't really have any qualms with it. The board, I think, is great. It's been very, very consistent for me, and even in temp control, it's done fine. I have no issues with its performance at all in that way. As far as the 510 goes, on some of the early versions, that pin wasn't long enough for some of the wider atomizers, like I said in the up close, to make connection. Apparently, on all the production models that are being sold now, that's been fixed, so you shouldn't have a problem with it. I haven't really noticed it with mine. I mean, I'm using a 24 millimeter Addy right now. It's clearly got a little, gap underneath there. You can't really see it well, but it's still making connection just fine. So I think that that's a non-issue now. As far as the feel of the mod, really, really like it. I like the soft feel of it. The material feels really cool. I like this, the metal finish on here too. The bottom battery door is a little bit rattly. Once you put batteries in it though, that's fine. I do wish that they had a charge port built into this. So, you know, for those people that are maybe on the go or something, want to charge it in their car, they could just, you know, charge it. It would have been nice to have it right there on the side where the little CigGo logo is. As far as the lights go, I have heard that they have different variations of colors. I think the darker version of this comes with a couple different colors. On the lighter version, I've mainly just seen it in the white color, but then I've seen like blue on the black one, and I think there's a few other colors there. There are some upgrades already. I'll put a link in the description that kind of gives you directions on how to do that. And the upgrades that are out right now, I believe, are just like ones to change the light show and things like that in order to you know, maybe give it different words and stuff, but nothing really performance-wise. One annoying thing for me is locking the whole system, doing this 5 clicks thing. I mean, you gotta do it really fast. There it goes, I did it on that one. So, I mean, if you have like arthritis or something, there's a good chance you're not gonna be able to lock this mod. For me, I can do it, but you gotta do it faster than most mods. This one, you really gotta you gotta go faster on it. There we go, unlocked. So that's kind of a downfall. I don't know if maybe that's something that they could fix in a firmware upgrade, or maybe on the newer models of this they fixed. You know, I got kind of one of the reviewer models, which is usually, you know, like the first batch out. So that's probably the biggest con. Now with the screen, it shows up fine majority of the time. 99% of the situations it's fine, but if you're outside with like really, really bright sunlight, sometimes it's hard to pick that up. Like you can see here, I have big LED video lights on me, and so you don't pick up the contrast as well with lights like that. And it's kind of the same way with sun. In a normal house situation and a normal outside situation, you're fine, but if it's just super bright outside, you might have to like kind of put your hand over it like that when you're adjusting. I think on the black version, it's a little bit better, like I said, because it's darker. It's got kind of more contrast between the bright light and the dark body. But, you know, it's not something that really bothers me. I just wish that it showed up a little bit better on video. With this mod, it's not like it really does anything crazy new or different as far as performance. It's a pretty basic mod. It gives most people the features they want. It gives you more than enough power. I think it goes all the way up to like 9 volts. You know, I could run this Merlin Mini at 150 watts and it gives me enough amperage and voltage for that. But, you know, it doesn't have TCR and things of that nature, but I still think majority of people aren't using TCR. I know some of you guys are, but I think majority of people aren't. I don't very often. But like I said, there's just not really anything new and creative there. The cool thing about this is just the way it feels in the hand. It feels great. The kind of low profile look of it, and that screen is just, it's cool. I really, really like it. I dig it. Like I said, it's got that retro kind of 80s sort of electronics look to it. You know, like maybe something that would have come on like an 80s like video game or handheld something with electronics in the 80s, you know. And I think that that's really cool because it kind of brings back some memories, and it's just got a cool look to it. And it's gotten pretty popular, and I think it's because of that. People just dig the look. There's no issues with the way it feels in the hand. It works just fine, and so they dig the look of it, and that's why they like it. It's just different, and I think it's worth getting if you're into that. You think the style is cool. I don't think you're going to have issues with it. Like I said, the biggest issue with me is just trying to lock it. So you can get this kind of between the $69.99 to $79.99 region at multiple different places. I'll put some links down below in the description. I think if you like the look of it, you like just the style, you're gonna like the mod. It's one that I'm gonna continue to use just because I love the style of it. I think it's really cool and kind of quirky. And as performance-wise, it's done well for me over the last month. So I think that's about it, guys. Don't forget to check out our new channel, Matt and V. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. That about wraps it up, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching. Suck my mod.